Hey, Tyronda. I almost forgot that the show came on because I was so busy this weekend. And then I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. So that's why the review is a little bit later than I would like for it to be, but I'm here and we're gonna talk about it, child. Hi Tara, hi Marie. So while everybody is coming in, I do want to remind you to shop lavitarossastyle.com where you can find cute accessories like my earrings. Okay. Also, I wanted to let y'all know I randomly decided to do a rant video on the Parent Trap, and we're roasting, we're going in on it, even though we know it's a Disney movie and we know, suspend disbelief, but that's what my rants are for. Okay. So we're going in on the Parent Trap. Go check my last post if you want to see it. Also, I did a poll asking if y'all want me to do Matilda or the Princess Diaries next. So y'all can participate in the poll if you would like. But yes, I do plan on, I guess, adding that to the series. I already do rants from time to time, but I want to do those because I'm kind of like going through my little nostalgic phase right now, watching old movies. And so, yeah. And also, if you like Netflix reality shows, The Ultimatum is coming back, I believe, either tonight or tomorrow. So I will be reviewing The Ultimatum as well as Love is Blind whenever it comes back. I think the after the what do they call it? After the loving or whatever. They have a little update and I'll review that. That comes out September, the beginning of September, and then season 5. So look forward to that as well. Just a little bit of announcements in the beginning. Okay, let's get back to the comments. Hey, Mr. Logistics, I love you so fine. Thanks, Marlon. I didn't finish watching your Parent Trap, but you had me down when you was like, where was the supervision? Child, they let them kids run wild. And I have to tell you, grown kids that act too grown get on my nerves, but some kids can't help it. They just come out the womb like that. Like my little cousin, she just came out the womb grown. And some people make their kids grown because they just don't watch their kids. They neglect them. And so they had to be adults, take care of themselves. And so watching that movie was a little bit of a trigger. Especially on that part. I'm like, who is watching these kids? But anyway, hey Chanique. This season is kind of lacking. It is. It started off too strong. I think it came in too hot because now it's just fizzling out and the people there are more concerned about, I don't know, either TV time, either they just want to be on TV or they're just combative and catty. It's just ugh. Nobody really seems like they're interested in each other. That was so funny. You went, oh, thank you. And thanks, Tyronda. Make sure you support thevitarossastyle.com. Okay. Ultimatum is back, child. Not too much on me. The fact that you already knew I was talking about you. This is my little cousin. I said, you know who you remind me of when New York said, I was never a child. When I came out of the womb, I was just in the know. That's my cousin Caitlin. She's always just been in the know. I cannot. Hey Mona. Most of the dates with the exes made no sense. Child, okay, let's just go ahead and get into it. Anyway, first of all, I didn't even realize, y'all, for us to be this far into the program, there's only 5 men left. I'm just like, ain't no connections. Like Phil and Aries, I will give it to them. They do seem like they legitimately like each other, but after learning a little bit more about Phil this episode, I low-key don't even want Aries to be with Phil. We'll get to it, but it's just like y'all are just going through the motions. We here to play games. We here to just be in alliances. Okay. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna have to call them back. Exactly. Where are the sparks to passion? Nobody, I don't see it. Nobody really likes each other. I feel like even some of the people that say they have a connection, I feel like for instance, between Janelle and Quentin, I think Quentin is just competitive and wants to like win. And I think Janelle just in the same way, I think she wants to feel like she has like one up over the other women. Like, yeah, I have one of the most attractive men after me. All these men have asked me on these dates. I feel like she likes the attention of it all, but I don't think she actually likes any of these men. Anywho, let's go ahead and get into Maurier and this date with Janelle and Jessica and his ex. First of all, Maurier is deceitful. You, I already, I was already a little iffy about Maurier and his medium overalls, pleather overalls that he squeezed into that had like a capri cut. I was already side eyeing him, but this kind of solidified for me that he is deceitful. Like I straight up, because clearly Janelle and Jessica are at the very least Christian, right? I don't know how religious they are, if they go to church every Sunday, whatever. But for you to be so far deep into the metaphysical and being spiritual, you that never came up in conversation with them. You never brought that up. And then when you're talking with your ex, you're saying, well, I can't, you know what I'm saying? This is a part of me and all that. It's like, well, how has that not come up yet? And then on top of that, you spring this on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not something you just, oh, surprise, we're doing tarot card reading. No. That's not something like you wouldn't like it if somebody said, surprise, we're going to church. Surprise, you're going up on the altar. Surprise, do you want to get saved? Like, you can't certain things, certain lines, you just have to discuss. You have to talk about these things. And for him to just bring this on them, and then when he was talking to his ex and he was like, yeah, and I want you to ask them questions about basically being intimate. It's like that was giving me creepy vibes on top of it. I'm just like, it made me give him a major side eye. Like I was completely thrown off. And then on top of that, I don't know if y'all remember, but when they were doing the remember when they had the date and they were doing the dang it, slipping my mind, where the improv, and he was going back and forth with Kira, and Kira asked him, well, I need a man of God, I need a godly man, and he was playing this saved and sanctified role, but then you pull this. So I don't know, he just and then he already was turning me off how he was talking about the mother of his child, and how when he was talking to Sierra, she was like, oh, so you never married anybody? And he basically was like, he never found a woman worthy of getting down on one knee. When you have a mother of your child, that's disrespectful to her, regardless of how the relationship ended. That just goes to show how you treat women you're no longer with. I don't know. He just I didn't. This was a nail in the coffin for Maurier, in my opinion. I don't even see him really having a connection with anybody, even with Jessica or Janelle. Like, yeah, you kind of put the nail in the coffin that it wasn't going to be a connection, but I never saw one in the first place. So anyway, so Janelle and Jessica come in and meet with his ex. He wanted to introduce them to the metaphysical and know what their intimate appetite was, and wanted his ex to ask that. Yeah, no. Yeah, you can't get to that point and y'all in the talking stage where you can find that out yourself. Okay, so they're talking with the ex and they find out that there's a big age gap between him and his ex, and that was kind of the hardest thing to get past in their relationship. Um and also she told them that they will need a sexual appetite to keep up with him, and I was like, gross. They were not willing to discuss that with her because why would they? I would be totally weirded out that your ex is asking me about that. Um, and then she pulled out the tarot cards. You could tell that Janelle and Jessica were both very much blindsided, thrown off, caught off guard by all of it. Um, Jessica said this has never come up in conversation. Janelle just straight up refused and made it clear that she doesn't want to date someone who dabbles in the occult. That's a non negotiable for her. Jessica echoed the same sentiments. And like I said, like, you don't just spring that on somebody. You don't pull that. You don't know. You just can't do that. And you already know, especially when it comes to black people, a lot of them don't play that. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that y'all need to talk about before you just bring this on someone. At least let them know what they're walking into. I would have drenched myself in holy oil. Okay, like, I wasn't like, usually I think Janelle reacts in an over dramatic way. I wasn't even mad at how she reacted. I wasn't mad at how Jessica reacted. They have their beliefs, they set their boundaries, and yeah, you can't force that type of thing on people. And so Maurier at that point realized he messed up. And honestly, at the end of the day, you shouldn't even want to be with someone that feels that way about what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all should be on the same page. Like, so for him to still be trying to fix it and see if he could be with them anyway, it's like, you just want to be on the show. You just want to be on the show. And I don't trust him. I don't trust him at all. So, major side eye. So then we have creepy. That's the word. Thank you. It was creepy. It was creepy to spring that up on somebody and then have your ex to try to ask them all those intimate questions. Is she your wingman? Why was she willing to do that? Because I'm trying to think about myself. First of all, don't none of my exes need to call me. But if my ex invites me to come, I guess vet whoever they're talking to, I don't want to talk about that. And I'm gonna be looking at you crazy for asking me to even ask this woman that. Anyway, we have Quentin, Janelle, and Lee. We see, first of all, we haven't seen Lee and Quentin go on a date in a long time. I forgot that they even had a connection. I feel like the last time we saw them together was like in the first couple of episodes. We haven't even seen them go on dates or interact. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if Lee's man is there. I thought maybe her and Quentin could have some, but after this, I don't know. So his ex-girlfriend was asking about whether the women have kissed him yet, and both of them were like, well, we're dating multiple people, and when it becomes more exclusive, then we'll get to that point. They asked her, why did it end? Why did their relationship end? And she said she wanted to be exclusive and he didn't. He was content with being single. And that he just, you know, he did not want to settle down with her. And then he just casually brought up the fact that he ghosted Lee the other day, and he was overwhelmed, I guess, with the process, and he just decided to ghost her. One, he didn't apologize. Two, it didn't even seem like he had addressed that to her before this conversation. And three, you just put that out in front of your ex and her competition. I would feel a way about that. I mean, and he was just saying it just so casually. Oh yeah, I ghosted her the other day. So you don't like me no more. You don't want to talk to me no more. You're not interested no more. Is that what you're saying? Are you trying to put it in a nice way? Like, and then he got mad that she was quiet the rest of the time they were there. She was withdrawn. I wonder why. And so, I've been giving Quentin a side eye as well. It's not that he dates white women. Is that I don't know how serious he is. Yeah, that ghost and comment made me mad too. I don't know. I just you can't be serious. Like he's giving me a like he wants to be a player or something. I don't know. He said basically he wanted her to compete. He said he wanted her to compete with Janelle, the girl next to you wants your man. So now you're doing triangulation. Now you're trying to pit these women against each other. Is that why you put that comment out there to make her want to come after you even harder? Yeah, Lee run. Because for him to say that and be unapologetic and don't even care about your feelings and how that might have affected you. And two, okay, let's say you are overwhelmed. Let's say you are overwhelmed with the process. Let somebody know. You a grown man. Use your words. All you have to do is tell the woman, look, I'm going through a little something right now. I'll hit you up later. You don't have to ghost somebody. Like, how old are you? That's some little kid, childish, immature way of handling that. I would never want to be in a relationship with somebody like that because you're feeling overwhelmed with life. You're just gonna stop talking to me. Like you're not gonna answer my texts, answer my calls. And I hope that Janelle's the type to oh, but he not ignoring my phone call. I hope you know he'll do that to you too. I hope you know you're not special. This is the type of man he ain't did it to you yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I don't know the psychology behind it, but being ghosted actually hurts physically. And I'm be real with y'all. I used to be queen ghoster. I used to ghost, like that's how I used to end my relationships or situationships or whatever you want to call it. That I used to ghost it back when I was in college. I feel like it's the coward's way out. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't want to. I didn't want to deal with the confrontation or whatever, so I would just ghost people. But then I got ghosted by somebody I really, 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 really cared about. That was painful. And I get what you say. It does feel a little physically painful. I feel like that time that I got ghosted, like it equaled up all the times I had ever ghosted anybody. Like, yeah, I was hurt. I was crying every night and everything. The man he would not hit me back. I was doing everything I could to get his attention. I met y'all. I'm this happened years ago, okay? So I'm not as embarrassed to say it, but I made a new Instagram account trying to talk to him. He blocked me on there. Like I was sick, y'all. And from that point on, I told myself I'm never ghosting anybody ever again because the least you could do after talking with someone and sharing moments and time and you know what I'm saying, like making promises and you know basically reeling someone in just to throw them away, that's not cool. Treat somebody like they trash, like they don't matter, like they never mattered in your life. At least give them a little bit of closure, you know what I'm saying, unless the person is just complete trash, right? But I said all that to say this man is almost 40. Like, you still ghosting people? To be honest, Quentin acts like he's still interested in his ex. I could see that. I could see that. I wouldn't be surprised if Petty Janelle told him something about Lee to make him go sleep. I wouldn't be surprised. Let me go ahead and move on. I've been on this for too long. So then we move on to Chris, Aries, and Jessica. This is where I look. I've been side eyeing Chris. I haven't had a real reason to do it. But these exes, they brought out all the red flags. So let's see. Aries is the first one that popped in on the little group date or whatever. And she said ever since she's made a connection with Phil that she feels like Chris has pulled back. And I don't know why I felt the need to just state that, but that's what she said. And then Jessica ended up coming in and he said that she came in loud. Okay, so she did come in and make her presence known. Um and there have been times where I've seen Jessica and I'm like, girl, lighten up. Like, this is not a business meeting. This is not an interview. You could smile, you could be a little flirty, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be so rigid all the time. So trust me, I've had my criticisms of Jessica, but I didn't see what he was talking about this time around. I feel like Jessica was a lot more personable than I've seen her be in the past. Um yeah, I do think she came in with a lot of like personality. I do think she was, a little bit dominant maybe, but I don't think it was in like a aggressive way or even assertive. Is that the word he used? Like, I don't even think it was just like overbearing or anything. I think what Jessica did, it's already an awkward situation. I'm meeting your ex, and also I have this other woman over here that's dating you. I think she just came in and was just like, hey, da, 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 this and that. You know what I'm saying? She was just speaking, and I don't know. I don't think that she was aggressive. Her presence was loud, but she wasn't loud. That's a good point. A good point. Like, and I could see how she could have changed up the energy, but I don't think it was a negative thing. Aries is a more mild-mannered woman, so she's going to come in a different way than a Jessica would. Jessica comes in like she's the CEO of a Fortune 500 company. Okay, with all I'm not saying that Aries doesn't have confidence, but she has like a quiet confidence, whereas, you know, Jessica's coming in like boss babe energy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But I don't know. I don't know what he meant by that. Oh, I do know what he meant by that, because the more we talk to the ex, the more that we see what he's looking for in a woman. I thought she had an upbeat personality. Yeah, I thought she came in with like a lot of energy, but it wasn't bad energy. Um, and so they asked his ex, "Why did you end the relationship?" The girl said she didn't want to be a forever girlfriend. Red flag number one. He he claims he apologized for basically stringing her along and he has changed. But then the woman said he needs a woman who is in complete servitude. Now, I thought slavery ended 400 years ago. Last time I checked, I am not Molly the maid. Complete servitude. It's the verbiage for me. Complete servitude. See, this is what they be talking about with them Nigerian men. This what they be talking about. Okay, the Nigerian women, they be on TikTok talking about they, men. I be watching the videos. complete servitude. She said that basically she did not receive the same in return, and he just did not have the capacity to give her what she was asking for. And Jessica was just completely blown away. When the woman was telling her this, she was gagged. Like, she was like, Jessica already had in her mind, well, that ain't me. Because basically she's like, well, how, like, what type of support? Like, mentally, physically, like, what type of support? And it's basically like, in every way imaginable, you got to support this man. You got to prop him up. You gotta cheer him up. You gotta mother him. And that's what I was afraid of when he was talking about losing his mother at an early age. And he was talking about how much he liked Aries as a mother because she, was a good mother to her boys. um I felt like he was looking for something like that. Who even uses that word? Exact complete servitude. And so when Jessica and Aries left and they're, it's just them two talking, he basically said that she has an overpowering energy with no softness. Now, can Jessica be a little bit softer? From what I've seen before this date, I would say yes. But I feel like she did soften up I don't think she was just rough or hard or tough on a date. Um, so once again, he's looking for someone he could walk all over. He wants somebody that he can rule over and that will give their undying devotion to him. And then I thought, well, maybe he's just young. And then later on the episode, he's 39. This man is almost 40. He pretty much set in them ways. And so I don't think that Chris is whoever he's going to end up with. I don't think she's there. I think Chris is probably going to end up with a young girl who don't know any better, who wants a man with a little bit of money because he looked like he got it. And she's going to come in and not only mother his child, but, be a stepmother to his child, but mother him as well and live in complete servitude to this man. Because I don't know who else he going to find and going to do it. Older women know better. As soon as they hear something like that, he knows Jessica's personality is not going to cater to his every whim. He knows. So why are you even attracted to Jessica is my point. Are you just trying to be on the show, or do you want to find a way to break her down so that you can say that you were able to tame her or something? Because I just don't understand that. I just don't get it. You know what just popped up in my head? In his culture, he said that they do arranged marriages. He probably is going to end up with a nice young Nigerian woman and an arranged marriage. Because I don't know if he's going to be able to find an American woman or even a Nigerian woman for that matter that is like independent, that's going to do all that. She going to have to be young. He got all this money, he said, because early on he's from royalty. So maybe that's another reason why he wants complete servitude. He's used to being served. I thought Kira would fit him, but that thought was short-lived. She said we're gonna get to Kira. We're gonna get to Kira. Let me first talk about Herbert and Janelle. So Herbert and Janelle meets up with Herbert's ex. They start talking about children. Janelle is 41. She says she wants to be a parent, but she doesn't necessarily want to carry. But she's definitely willing to adopt. But I think Herbert is willing to adopt, but he also wants to have his own biological children. So this presents a huge roadblock, a huge deal breaker in between them. There go that connection. because I don't see either one of them being willing to give in. And then on top of that, Herbert, even his ex say he moves slow. And Janelle says she want to be engaged by the end of the year. That's another huge red flag. So that's that. Okay, move on. We have Maurier and Sierra, which Sierra nor Maurier have a connection. They are literally going on this date in order to stay on this show. Cause why else? Why else? Why is Sierra still here? I just don't get it. It should have been a double elimination because Sierra ain't got no connection with nobody. Um, when she first pulled up, oh no, it was funny because she said she thought Maurier's ex was Tequila. Yeah, y'all know the girl that almost got to fighting at the beginning of this season. It's funny because the ex really do look like Tequila, and Maurier did have a connection with Tequila at one point before she started going crazy. So that's what's so funny. He literally was talking to somebody that looked just like his ex. Anyway, he said that the reason why him and his ex didn't work out is because he missed his opportunity with his ex and it was his fault. And Sierra was looking at him like, well, do you still want her? Because it did kind of seem like he was still feeling his ex and, you know, low key still wanting to be with her on the low. Um, they believe in being intimate before marriage, but they both have the homie vibe with each other. Y'all just trying to be on the show. Stop. Irritating at this point. So now we have Phil and Aries, the only two on the show that seem to have a genuine connection with one another. He says sometimes he gets jealous when he hears the men talk about how much they like her. Um, his ex said that he used to have a problem with physical touch. He wasn't very like touchy feely, and Aries was like shocked because she has no problem with that. They were sitting at the table and he had his hand on her leg the whole time. So they seem like they really do like each other. She knows he wants someone that will accept his son. And yeah, his ex really liked Aries and basically said that, you know, she seems like the one for him out of this group. Because when she met up with Kat and Kira, you know, Kira just once again, she's another floater. She doesn't really have a match. She doesn't want to date a man with kids. Why are you dating him? Um he talked about how, he at the time he wasn't touchy feely because he wasn't getting work. He's an independent claims adjuster and there were no storms, therefore he wasn't able to get work for a while. And Kira was making it seem like he was broke and he has no vision or purpose. And I'm just like, I hope this man is not unemployed. I hope he, you know, because I would like for him and Aries to be a good match, but not if he's a bum. I don't want her to be with a Dusty, okay? I want Aries to have a good man with a good job, okay? But Kira, she wasn't feeling him anyway. Cat, it's almost as if Cat wasn't even there. I forgot she was there. But she said she was willing to date someone with a child. Um, oh, another red flag with Phil is that his ex said, excuse me, there's a gnat in here. But he said they broke up because the ex didn't know where they stood. He was consistently friend zoning her and not affectionate. So that is something to look at, but maybe he's gotten older and grown up. I don't know. Everybody's floating. Yes, everybody is floating. So then they have the men's lounge. They're not connecting with Sierra because she's superficial and she's not going deeper. Phil said he gave up on, I believe, Sierra because she's too busy. Um, Once again, Kira said a anti-black comment about not feeling comfortable around large groups of black people. Why are you on this show again? Like, girl, please. Like, because once again, you're very hypocritical by questioning Quentin on whether he like black women when you seem like you don't like black men. Anyway, um, and then also on top of that, she doesn't want a man with a child. She ended up being the one that got sent home. She was very defensive, and she just doesn't understand how she's anti-black. I don't know how you don't get it, girl. You say anti-black things, like we have multiple things we could rattle off right now and show you how you say anti-black sentiments all the time. So of course somebody's gonna assume you don't like black people. But then she was like, "Oh, I'm just so relieved." Well, girl, bye. Why are you here? Why are you here? Low key, they should have sent Sierra home too, because she Chris was on a date with her and talking about how the man feels like she's disconnected and how she's not going deeper. And at the end of the conversation, she felt like her connections need to step it up. And it's like, what connections? You ain't got no connections. Step it up, please. Sierra's on here playing games. I thought it was funny though when she when Chris said he was 39, like she was like, I thought I was older than you. She do low key look older than him. So I was a little shocked too. I Chris comes off, even though I'm saying he's it's not like I feel like he's super childish, but he does come off as immature. Like a young, like not only does he look young in the face, he just demeanor is almost like that of a teenager. I can't really explain it. The folks this year need to confirm the creative liberties fakeness that folks have mentioned the last two seasons. They don't seem genuine as it relates to looking for love at all. At all. Yeah, make sure y'all like the live. Like the live. Let me scroll back up and see what y'all saying. Maurier and his 5 heartbeats hair is a whole mess. Oh my god. I wish the show would focus more on love connections. Although a little sprinkle of drama is good for TV, we want to see people get married and fall in love. Exactly. I feel like they need to vet these people better as well. Maurier is annoying, acting like he's a civil rights leader. Exactly. Like, but you know what? Some of these civil rights leaders, you'll be surprised how they act behind closed doors. That's really right down his alley. And especially with the he's being a little deceitful with his personality, you know. Like he said, he grew up in church or whatever, and then you flip it on somebody with these tarot cards. Y'all saying y'all would have got up right then. I would have had to leave myself. I would have had to leave myself, not only because of the subject matter, but because you sprung this on me for absolute, like you could have told me. You could have gave me a heads up and warned me, but you sprung this on me. How exactly is he going to do damage control if that's what you're truly into? Exactly. Y'all's beliefs don't align. So move on. I've stopped watching this show since the season with that guy that was shimmying and shaking with that margarita, and his ex was white. I don't remember his name, but the show needs a revamp. I I don't know why that's not ringing a bell because I've seen all the seasons. That ghosting comment made me mad. Me too. I'm not Flojo. I'm not competing for nothing. I don't think he's serious at all. He had commitment issues, but you get on the show all of a sudden and want to be for real. Exactly. I believe Tequila and Quentin were not interested in anyone there. I can see it. I'm not sure how Janelle and Quentin are a match. I feel like he is wasting her time since she wants to settle down soon. Yes. And do y'all remember when they were in the men's lounge or whatever, and Herbert basically told the group that Janelle wants to be engaged by the end of the year, and Quentin like made a face? Yeah, he's not ready for commitment at all. Quentin wants to appear. Quentin appears to be a little socially awkward. I don't know. He's a physical trainer. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if Petty Janelle told him something about. Oh, I already read that. Jessica uses her teacher voice. I think Chris is intimidated by her. He keeps mentioning that he needs her to be softer. I can see that. He seems like a gaslighter. Looking for a mother. He knows Jessica's personality is not going to cater to his every whim. He got all the money. Okay. Um, she also mentioned early on adoption almost as a priority over childbirth, especially since she's in her 40s. Like, you really, realistically, yes, there are women that carry children in their 40s, but we know that there are certain risks that come along with that, and we also know that the by the time you get to your 40s, it's a geriatric pregnancy, and you know it's harder to carry. So maybe she doesn't want to go through that. So glad Kira's gone. Me too. Um, he looks and acts like a kid. Yes, Chris. Yes, very childlike. They need to go back to the resorts. Oh my goodness. Yes, that was the best season. Hands down, the resort season was the best season. Even though I don't think anybody from that season is still together. But who is still together from these seasons? Like, that was my favorite season. And then behind that one, the one with Liz and that pastor, I like that season too. That was a good season. Maurier got nothing but love for them. Frank and DC. Oh, Frank and DC. I don't know why that's not ringing a bell. I would love when she started shuffling those tarot cards, pleading the blood of Jesus on my way out. Okay. Yes, Frank. Frank. Okay. Yes. Thank you. With Mumin. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. He was the one. Yeah, he did have a white ex. Okay, you brought it back. You brought it back for me. Frank was annoying, and Frank was full of it. Okay. Franklin was straight up there for TV time. That was another good season. That was another good season. It was some good seasons. This show used to be better. Oh my god. Because she is adopted, that is important. Oh yeah, yeah. Janelle is adopted, but I also think, at this point, she probably doesn't want to carry. The resort season was when I started watching. I think started watching season 2. My cousin actually put me on this show. My cousin Caitlin. I don't know if she's still in here, but she put me on the show. I went back and watched season 1, watched season 2, and I've been hooked ever since. I had a baby at 40. It is difficult. Child, I, I'm sorry to hear that, first of all. Second of all, I'm just like, I'm 31. I'm like, within the next 2, 3 years, I at least want to have my first child. But I'm not opposed to adopting either. I love the first season with Mike and Shay. Shay. DC season had the most drama for sure. I think Janelle and Jessica were kind of rude. They could have been more polite. Um, I think they were just very serious. You know, and also, like I said, they were thrown off, and I think they were put in an unfair position because that's something that goes totally against what they believe in, and he basically just sprung that on them. So I think they were just trying to make their position clear, you know. Now, do I think Janelle is rude most of the time? Yes. Janelle normally is really rude and nasty for no reason at all. It's like, girl, you don't have to talk to people like that. She's very condescending. But in this situation, I don't blame her for how she responded. I agree. Doesn't want to, and it's risky. I'm so late. Oh well, I'm glad you made it, Pretty Scorp. Even though I'm not gonna be on here for too much longer, but make sure y'all like the video. Thank you so much, Trey, for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. Thank you. So nasty and so rude. Yes, that's Janelle. Janelle, she can be so nasty and so rude. It's crazy because when she first came on, I just knew Janelle was gonna be my favorite. And here we are. So much has went down. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Hold on, did I miss something? Okay, never mind. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this season. And I think I'm going to go ahead and end it here. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in my next one. Shop La Vida Rosa style. And also make sure y'all check out my last rant video about the Parent Trap because I went in on them, okay? And yeah, I'll see you in my next one.